What's up, everybody? Dreamcast 84 here. We have the next Tetris Online edition right here. Now, I'm just kind of happy that there's one game that's not a sports game. So, we got a puzzle game, Tetris. I have not talked about Tetris 4D yet, but we have already talked about Sega Tetris, and this is one of the Tetris games. I think it's rather neat that there's 3 different Tetris games on the Dreamcast. I don't know if other games consoles can say that. I don't know. There's probably a Tetris game on most consoles, I would imagine. Yes, there was some sort of flyer for GameSpy. I don't know, but it sounds old. I vaguely remember GameSpy, and Snow Cross Championship is just not the best snowboarding game. I don't think there's any snowboarding game that's noteworthy. I don't know. There's some good snowboarding. No, I mean snowmobile games, snowboarding games. Yeah, there's a couple of those. There's one called Rippin' Riders that sucks. But going off on tangents again. I don't mean to spoil my channel by telling you that Rippin' Riders sucks, but Rippin' Riders does not have a leg to stand on. This is the next Tetris. I wonder if there's some cool backgrounds. It looks kind of futuristic and stuff. You can't mess up Tetris. Tetris is Tetris, so if you got to pick up a copy of Tetris, any copy's a good one. People love Tetris on the Game Boy original. And that's as basic as you can get, because you can't mess up Tetris. So, yeah. Good times, puzzle games, good food, good friends, good fun. Alright, guys. Yeah, so I was moving the camera a little bit, so what? It's okay. I did the VGA switch trick, and it's a little bit hard to decipher when to flip the switch because I have the alternate BIOS, so it's kind of hard to gauge when to flip that switch, but I successfully did it! This is not supposed to be played in VGA, and here I am playing it in VGA. How did that happen? Look at this. This looks like a downloadable title. I used to play this game called Hexic HD. I'm not so sure if I'm... Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's called Hexic HD, and I was addicted to that for a while. That was on the Xbox 360. The downloadable title. This game reminds me of that for some reason. This is the demo play. I don't think there's an epic intro. This is just Tetris, right? So, I may or may not be out of frame, or it's kind of lopsided right now, and I don't really care about production value that much right now because I have low view counts regardless, so I don't know. I'm just doing this for fun. Doing this for fun, man. Hey, there's Online Edition. Let's play Online Edition offline. Yeah. One player game. Of course, it's cool as you can play 2-player. There's a marathon, score marathon. I can't imagine why anybody would want to play Tetris Online. I guess it's cool to see who lasts longer. So that's the only way I can tell that it's any good. But you got little modes, so that's cool. You could just break through the puzzle. Okay. The pieces are falling kind of quick for starters, and it's kind of difficult to gauge where, which slot your piece will go in. I think that you got to be really careful. I'm being extremely careful because I'm, hitting left and right is just, kind of tricky, kind of finicky. Playing on a CRT might be advantageous, just slightly advantageous, because you might be able to see the edges of the blocks better. Things look really smooth, especially once they kind of congeal. As you can see, the blue pieces are kind of blending into one piece, Let's just fill in this hole. That worked out to my advantage. Sometimes you need to make an executive decision. Executive decisions were made that day. Are you able to hear the music good enough? I like the remix of the original NES version Tetris. I believe that is the NES version. There is a NES Classic Collection or something that you can get, Nestor DC. And I have that burnt, and I recommend any Dreamcast owner to burn Nestor DC because they are pretty much perfect conversions of NES games. The original NES console is an amazing classic console. I think everybody had one. I used to have Super Mario Brothers and Super Mario Brothers 3 alongside with rentals of Back to the Future, and I want to say others, but we had a Castlevania, one of the Castlevanias that's really memorable. Simon's Quest, I'm guessing, I don't know, but it was one of the more popular Castlevania games at the time. I just remember a clock stage. Castlevania is a great series, but I just never really nerded out and got into it like that. There are tons of Castlevania fans. There's some Castlevania show on Netflix right now, and there's also a Godzilla show on Netflix right now, so if you're a hardcore nerd and you like anime, things are being catered to you at the moment. I can't wait for the next Godzilla movie where Godzilla has to fight King Kong. And there's going to be like Mothra and King Ghidorah and maybe another monster. I'm excited for monster movies like that. People in America are not as big about kaiju monsters, these big monsters. I think Godzilla is just amazing. The Japanese movies is amazing. I got into that. I got all the Godzilla movies. I recommend Godzilla. So this is Tetris. This is basically the game, and if I don't get out of this mode, I'm not gonna, if I don't get out of this mode, I'm not gonna be able to show you the other modes of the game. But, oh, I about messed up. Once you land, it gives you a good little second to correct yourself, and I would imagine as later stages develop, you are not going to be given the chance to slow down. It's just going to be a little bit more unforgiving as you go. It's a little bit slow going. It's not as fast paced as Sega Tetris, and I'll give it that. For that, that's cool. But Sega Tetris has cooler background design, so I would say that Sega Tetris is better. I have no idea what did I rate Sega Tetris? Did I give it a 10 out of 10? I probably did. I probably did, because it's Tetris, hey, and it's got a lot of quirkiness and character to it. That was a timeout. I had no idea there was a timeout. It's kind of unfair. Let me soft reset here. There is a classic mode. Let's see what that looks like. If I mention Carlton from Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, will that make anybody laugh? I had pictures of Steve Urkel that I put up just for laughs and stuff. I bet you a lot of my humor is lost on people, but that's because nobody watches my channel. But it's okay, because we're doing this for fun, right? I sound so bitter about it. Okay, this does not look much different from the other mode. There's an online edition and the classic edition, so I think that with the classic edition it just means that you're not timed. So a little bit less pressure. Last added 2. What does that mean? Does that mean a chain? Because it'll say last added 3, right? No, it didn't. Is it level 2? There's levels. It kind of has just kind of, you know, generic music. The character, nah, not as much as Sega Tetris. I want to give it a 10 because it's just Tetris. Tetris is good. It's good to play Tetris, but I'm leaning on giving this a 9, right? Yes, this is Tetris, and Tetris is amazing, but it's not the best version. I bet you 4D is better, even though I haven't played that in forever and I forgot what that game's like. This is Tetris. It's cool. It's Tetris itself gets a 10 out of 10, but this game is just kind of a, I guess, a cash grab. It put online modes on there, and you're able to play an online Tetris game, and it really feels like there's no real soul behind it, so I don't really regret giving it a 9. 9 is still high. It's just, it lacks character. Sega Tetris was really kind of vibrant and cool, and this is just kind of regular Tetris. Not that there's anything wrong with regular Tetris, but I don't know. Alright, well, yeah, I'll just give it a straight 9. I will recommend because, hey, it's Tetris, right? But it just lacks a certain charm. I'm just gonna say that. So, right on. Thank you so much for watching.